Şimdi yabancı bir misafirimiz var. Yabancı misafirimizi tanıtmadan önce konuyla ilgili yine birkaç kelime söylemek istiyorum. İnşaat şirketimi bir sonraki seviyeye nasıl taşırım? Şantiye üretkenliği nasıl artırılabilir? Daha iyi kararlar almak ve projeleri daha verimli, daha sürdürülebilir, daha yüksek kalite, daha düşük maliyet ve az riskle teslim etmek için verileri ne kadar iyi kullandığımız inşaat yönetiminin bir sonraki sınırını tanımlayan veriler. Bunlar bize yön veren şeyler. Bugün aramızdaki konuğumuz yapay zeka konusunda çalışmalar yapan Aiforsite şirketi operasyon yöneticisi Mr. Pyry VIRRANTAUS. Kendisinin konuşmasının konu başlığı da Next Level Productivity by Data Driven Construction Site. Konuşmayı İngilizce yapacak. Biz de kendisini ilgiyle izleyeceğiz. Hello, Mr. Pyry. Welcome to the Day of Secretarial Steel. Thank you for being with us. We are listening to you, please.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here. And good afternoon from cold and dark Helsinki, Finland. Today, I'm going to give you a very short and sharp introduction how Aiforsite is addressing productivity in construction industry. Before the actual content, very briefly about Aiforsite as a company. So we are about 5 years old. We are based in Helsinki, Finland. Our target is to make a big step change in productivity in construction industry, and we do that by utilizing our technology solution that is based on artificial intelligence and various data collection methods at construction sites. And at the moment, we have delivered our solution to over 70 projects in about 8 countries. Right, so our content for today. First, I'm going to give you a brief introduction to industry productivity challenge. Then I'm going to tell you about how do we as a company approach this challenge and help our clients forward. And finally, given the time constraints, I'm going to show you an actual presentation using our solution and showing some of our actual client sites in real time. Moving forward, so productivity challenge is quite evident in construction industry across the globe. As you can see from the graph here, this is from Finnish construction industry, but all of the research we have seen recently is pointing to the same situation across the globe. The point is that construction industry is still facing this kind of a productivity challenge, and compared to various other industries, there hasn't been any major increase. In fact, it has even decreased in terms of industry productivity. So this,
sir, you didn't share your presentation.
Okay, so apologies. I can only see my screen, so let me take it back. So please interrupt me if you don't see anything smart. So hold on. Right.
Okay.
So
okay.
Now it should be here.
That's okay.
Okay. Right. So going back to the graph, which now you can see, is that construction productivity across the years has remained flat. And as I said, this is a global phenomenon. And we as a company, we want to bring this industry to a considerably higher level of productivity. Right. Also, recent academic research shows that there's a huge amount of waste in a typical construction project. And according to these studies, there are typical key routes as follows. So the first one is that designs and plans are not good enough to actually succeed in the actual construction project. Second thing is that there's a lack of achieving task readiness at the site given the schedule, and also the time scheduling accuracy and timeliness is lacking. We actually see constantly in our clients' cases that the schedule is quite vague and it's not updated correctly and it doesn't reflect reality. Third one is logistical deviations. So perhaps logistical topics like material packaging, accuracy of deliveries to the sites. There's lots to be improved in this case. We have lots of clients which are facing big challenges in terms of getting the right material to the right place at the right time. And finally, number 4 is poor communication. There are hundreds of employees presenting several different companies and so on. So poor communication across the stakeholders is quite common challenge in various construction sites. And this all results to quite a big time wasted. And this is quite important topic to understand that according to recent academic studies, the work time at the construction site is mostly wasted. So only about 30% or less of the actual time is productive. So that is what we want to improve. So how to reduce waste, how to make the construction project flow much better. Right, so now that we have identified the challenge, so what can we do about it? So we as a company, we bring new, very practical tools for our clients to improve productivity in very practical ways. And there are 2 key parts. How do we do it? The first one is that we will bring situational awareness and visual documentation for all stakeholders. So what does that mean in reality? It means that we use various tools like site cameras, accurate drone models, 360 video, and so on to easily be used for any stakeholder, and we do that by utilizing our easily used web-based app, which I'm going to show you in the end of this presentation. The second important point is that using this data, we and our clients are able to identify very practical points for improvements, also on task level. And combining this kind of even real-time and very transparent data across the site, and providing this kind of practical analysis and improvement points, our clients are able to reduce waste and improve productivity up to 50%. So this is quite a special improvement. So how does this work in practical terms, and how does it really operate within our clients' environments? So it's actually quite straightforward in the end. So the process is as follows, and this can be used in any construction site, regardless of the production methodology. It can be lean production or traditional, it doesn't matter. The point here is that it's like four key steps. So there's a weekly cycle where we provide productivity report to our clients on a weekly basis. And that report is then discussed and agreed as part of the normal site management meetings on a weekly basis. So this report includes all the key deviations to the project, like logistical deviations, schedule deviations, and so on. And we also propose corrective actions for those. So therefore, it's quite straightforward and easy, for example, site managers in a project to take corrective action and agree next steps for respective employers or subcontractors or whoever. And this kind of a weekly cycle is then taken forward, and that also makes sure that there's a continuous improvement across the project. So very practical, hands-on approach to improve productivity. So getting the data from the site, analyzing it, taking that into account in weekly site meetings, and building a continuous improvement on top of that. So what are the actual examples? I'm now taking this to very practical level now. So what are the actual things that we provide to our clients as part of this solution? So there are 4 key buckets which we provide practical data and suggestions. So first one is a work progress. For example, we are able to provide worksite presence data of any worker, which is quite interesting. So as I said, usually this site presence is like 20% or less. And for example, we are able to show that, okay, in this case, floor contractors' worksite presence has been 21% on week 44, for example. So only 21% of this person's or contractor's work time has been at the actual work site identified by the plans and schedule. A second part is the actual schedule. So as I mentioned, it's quite usual that the actual schedule that are being followed is not actually reflecting the reality as we speak. And we have very good examples how we can use data to help our clients to really capture the current situation. For example, in one case, the site video shows that construction phase is not progressing according to the latest schedule. So we can really prove the actual situation and provide transparency to all of the project stakeholders. Third one is logistics. And one key part of what we nowadays do is that we are able to identify deviations in logistics that are slowing or stopping the work at site. For example, in particular case like this, there was 8 deviations during the week which we presented, and we show that 4 of them were slowing the work and 4 of them stopped the work at the site, and we were able to then provide actual proposal how to improve that. And finally, plans and instructions. So as you know, at the construction site, there might be some new plans, new revisions of the plans and designs, and it's quite important to disseminate these plans and instructions and drawings to related employees in time, because if you're working on old plan, the outcome might be very good. So these are the key buckets where we provide actual data and provide suggestions how to improve on a weekly basis. Right. So what is then the value, measurable value in these cases? This is a result of an actual quite big renovation project in city of Helsinki area. So there's a quite big hotel and office building complex where our services have been implemented for the last 4 or 5 months. So during the first months of the projects, we were able to identify with the client the following measurable benefits. So first of all, we are able to reduce cost. And in this particular case, one of the most important ones was that we measured that there are about 15 deviations that stopped the work at the site per week. And with this kind of a methodology and a technology, we were able to reduce that to 5 together with the client. So that means that on monthly level, we were able to reduce 40 deviations And in this case, each of these deviations carries a price tag of 500 euros. So that means that this approach alone helped our client to save 20,000 euros per month. And that alone, by the way, paid our solution 5 times. So already this made our solution return on investment to be 500%. The second important part is how to increase and improve lead time and or reduce schedule risk. And on the right-hand side, you can see a couple of practical examples on this site. So when we started to measure contractors' presence at the work site, it was 20% of his or her time. And through this kind of approach, we were able to improve that to 70%. So quite a dramatic improvement. In this particular case, this meant that client is able to reduce schedule risk of 10 days alone. And as you can see, also a part of the schedule risk is that this previously mentioned logistical deviations also have a quite big impact on the schedule risk and reduction of it. So in this case, this kind of a reduction of deviations from weekly level 15 to 5 reduces 3 days per month schedule risk for the whole project. So quite big impact overall. Right. So how do we do it in technical terms then? So I'm now covering the bottom part of this picture to give you understanding how this works in reality. We have developed a standardized way how do we collect data from construction sites. It includes both manual and automated data collection equipment. At the moment, we collect up to 70 gigabytes of data per week per site. So lots of data is flowing from the client sites to us. So these manual data collection devices are, for example, 360 video and then drone models. So either we or our clients or partners make this kind of 360 video walks and data collection visits at the site, and also fly the drones to get the drone model. On the other hand, we have fully automated and wireless data collection equipment like site cameras. We have positioning system that enables us to track almost in real time any resource at the site. And then we have various amount of different condition sensors like air condition sensors, indoor humidity, temperature, VOC emissions, dust. You can measure concrete temperature, humidity, and estimate strengthening and drying, for example. And finally, we have also AI or artificial intelligence observations. As our company name implies, we are bringing interesting artificial intelligence use cases based on this data. For example, identifying people or individuals' safety equipment, are they wearing their hard hats or not? We are able to eventually analyze site cleanliness, for example, and so on. So this is a very exciting future for our company. But at the moment, as said, this is the way how we collect data. All of this data is then transferred automatically to public cloud. And then the user, wherever he or she is, can access it simply by web browser. And this means that through this approach, our clients can have situational awareness and visual documentation across the whole process and project, and have very practical productivity analytics and reporting supporting this kind of a continuous improvement of productivity. Right, so that was the theory part of my presentation, and looking at my watch, I still have like 10 minutes to go. And now I would like to share my screen showing a couple of actual client sites so you can see what this means in practice. So wait a second, I'm trying to share my screen so that you can see. So can someone please confirm that you can now see this kind of a side cameras view. So I assume you can see this kind of a view. We have some cameras on the screen. So this is now real-time view for you all from one of our clients. This is a quite big bioenergy plant that is being built here in greater Helsinki area. They have been our client for like 18 months. And in this case, the point is that we have various side cameras across the project site, and each of these cameras can be taken into closer scrutiny. So, for example, each camera takes one still image per minute, and I can easily go to whatever time as I like. So let's say that I would like to go back 1 day per click. So here you can see, for example, I can go clicks of 1 day back. So this is one way how we provide this kind of visual documentation. I can also select whatever time from the calendar and pick any time of the day. And there you have it. In this case, it was a bit rainy. But what is quite interesting is that I can also turn on real-time video. So let's open up the video for you. It will take a couple of seconds. So now you are watching at real-time feed from this particular camera. It might be a bit flickery in your end because we are sharing it with Zoom, but nevertheless, the normal user from a web interface can see it in very normal video format. Also, what is quite interesting is that I can freely zoom in and out this view and freely rotate it as I like. So nowadays the technology is quite interesting. So you can see what is happening at the site across the world. You just open your web browser, and as you can understand, you can use this kind of information in various use cases. You can discuss with your team. You can utilize different stakeholders' view how to proceed. Is the status as needed? You can prove certain things, and if you're, for example, the owner of the project, you can really see what is happening. So this kind of a visual transparency is now possible. So this is quite powerful tool alone. So as I said, I can freely rotate the view, zoom in and out as I like. So now I'm returning the camera to its original place. Right. So now you have a brief understanding of this kind of a visual approach from our system. So this was about site cameras. So what else can we do? So given the time constraints, I'm going to show you only a couple of how would I say, the most visual things. So the next part would be hold on, drone imaging. So the point here is that, as I mentioned, we or our clients can do these drone flights. Sorry. So the outcome is about 1 centimeter accurate 3D point cloud model of the site. So I'm now looking at this construction site. I can do various measurements. I can do comparisons and whatnot. For example, compare the situation now against a situation a week ago. And this is quite practical tool also for discussing site management meetings and whatever is needed. Right. Then using the drone imaging, you can also do other things like you can put different overlays or plans on top of this. So this is in real coordinates. So you can see how your plans are matching the reality, or you can do also planning forward. So in this case, the client has used various plans to overlay on the drone image. Quite handy. I can do also whatever type of measurements. For example, I can do measurements for volume. So I just select an arbitrary example here. So now you can see that the volume of this area I chose is about 500 cubic meters. So I can do various measurements in a matter of seconds. And finally, as I mentioned, this is a 3D model. So we can also utilize that if needed. Right. So that was about drone imaging and related tools to it. Let me just briefly see one thing. Right. So then I would like to show you two more things. The next one is 360 video recording. So what does it mean? It means the following. So now you are about to see a video footage taken at certain times. Usually we do this on a weekly basis. So it's a 360 footage which you can freely rotate as you like, and it's a video, so you can easily start watching the site visit during that time. So once again, the picture might be a bit flickery at your end. I'm seeing it flowing smoothly. But the point here is that you can really see, and every user can really see what is happening and what has happened. I can always use this as a visual documentation. And if I need to go back in time, especially if I have a dispute resolution case, so someone is claiming that something went wrong and who did it and how he did it, we can go back and see the real situation in specific time and space. And I can also utilize these floor plans to move the video to any specific place. So quite practical way to document the whole project and also provide this kind of insurance against various challenges like disputes or need to go back in time and see what is under certain structure, for example. Right. Then the next one I would like to show you is quite unique. So this is about the positioning system, meaning that we can track each and every resource we want at the construction site. In this case, you are now watching a certain client of ours. This is a 32-story building. And in this particular case, each and every worker is being tracked by this solution. So it means that each person is carrying this kind of a small tag. It weighs about 10 grams, and you can put it in your pocket or on top of your hard hat, and it's providing wirelessly and automatically the position of yourself within the building. And the outcome is, as you can see here, I can see at all times where my people are, where they are located at, and the use cases are two of the key ones are people safety and productivity measurement. So safety is quite important because, as you know, if there's a fire or certain need for evacuation, you always know where your people are. So that is very important. The second thing is that now that I have this kind of a data, I can analyze it according to or against the schedule. So I always understand, are these people and resources in the place they should be? And this is quite important information. I can also visualize it using heat maps. I can see visually where each and every resource are. I can obviously filter these resources. I can drill down to individual workers or groups of workers. So I have this kind of a visualization of the movements and so on. And also I can easily then have the analysis of this data. For example, let's take the last couple of days. Let's take it like there. So from Monday to Tuesday, I would like to know where my resources have been in practical terms. So now it's calculating that information from the cloud. And in about 10 seconds, we get the data. So just a second. There's actually quite a lot of data because there's like 500 employees at the site. So now we will get the results in a second. There we go. So what you see here is that each and every resource is on the vertical axis, and the horizontal axis you can see in this particular case each and every floor of the building. We can also divide these areas as we like, but it shows that how much time these individuals have been spending in what floor of the building given these 2 days. For example, this builder has been spending his time as follows, and then I can drill down to specific things. So you can immediately see, are these people where they should be, and if not, you can take action. And also I can have this kind of a presence analysis, so I can see immediately where in terms of the locations these individuals have been spending their time. And I can also make a drill down and see on the actual floor plan where these people have been spending their time. So once again, if you're running a project, you always know where your people are. It's a safety feature, and also you can analyze their productivity by comparing where they have been spending their time and where not. So this is quite valuable data when we start to really make sure that the construction project is flowing optimally. So as I said, I wanted to give you a very brief demo of some of the key visual features. So these were the three ones I wanted to share with you today. Right, it seems that I have now taken my time. So thank you for all, and if you have any questions for me, I'm happy to answer them also offline. You have my contact information. I'm happy to provide additional demos and so on. And if you want to have questions, perhaps moderator of this meeting could tell me is now time for these questions, or should we take them separately offline?
Thank you very much, Mr. Pyry, for sharing very important information. We would like to meet you again in our future work. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, and it was a pleasure. I wish you a pleasant rest of the day. Thank you.
Yes. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.